my in tray, if you like, is crowded. And there are new challenges every single day. 2 weeks ago, Kyrgyzstan became a challenge we did not anticipate. Next week, we do not know what the challenges will be, but challenges there will certainly be. And it's very important that the urgent shouldn't always win against the important. We must always be able to deal with the issues that arise, but we also have to decide what it is we really want to achieve. And for me, with a particular length of time to serve Europe, I want to make sure that I'm clear about my priorities. So I've set 3. The first one is to build the service that I described, to actually achieve an integrated European platform that is respected even more than it is now across the world, that brings together the best that we have to offer, individuals, resources, services, to be able to have an impact in the world based on the values that we hold, challenging on human rights, supporting development, ensuring countries can stand tall and with whom we can trade and negotiate and discuss, having helped them become the political leaders in their own area. Dealing with issues of failing states, supporting countries not to topple over into total disarray, where it's incredibly hard to bring them back. Looking at the issues of scarcity, remembering that Yemen, with all its problems, will run out of water in 2015 on present trends. Looking at what's happening in Sudan with the referendum that's coming, and how do we engage to support and ensure that the referendum outcome is a peaceful one. All of those issues. So as we're close to the launch of the service, the next phase for me is about getting those structures and those people in place. Move the vision from being on paper to being reality on the ground, Brussels and around the world. The second priority is our neighbourhood. I believe Europe is rightly judged on how effective it is in helping the countries in its neighbourhood to resolve their problems, to become partners in Europe or to become part of Europe. And that means spreading reforms and helping to bring development to the Western Balkans, something that this country has played an important and significant role, and which you, Prime Minister, have played a particular role. In our eastern neighbourhood and all around the shores of the Mediterranean, that's a major priority for us. These are places we ignore at our peril. These are places and countries where we have a strong capacity to be able to help with stability and development, and to welcome them as partners with us. Spreading the peace and stability, I think, is a great achievement of our enlargement in Central and Eastern Europe. We have to complete that process with the Western Balkans to realise their European perspective, and I think we should continue moving forward in negotiations with Turkey. At the same time, we need to deepen those relations in our eastern and southern neighbourhood. Here we will need creativity and persistence to help those countries complete reforms and modernise their economies. It may be a long journey, but we have to stay the course together. And third, in my 3 priorities, is our work with strategic partners. In this world I've described, where problems are global, power is shifting, we need to invest in partnerships, keeping up the work we have with our established partnerships, United States of America, Russia, Japan, Canada, and focusing too on developing our relationships with powers that are emerging or have emerged: China, India, Brazil, South Africa, Indonesia. Not just in the very important bilateral relationships we have, not just in that very important road of trade, of collaboration bilaterally, but also as partners in trying to tackle those global questions that we face, looking at how we collaborate together to deal with the issue that faces us in Iran of nuclear weapon capability, to work together to address as the Quartet, Russia, the United Nations, the United States and the EU, and trying to support the Middle East peace process, talking with countries like Brazil about how we collaborate in Africa on development, doing things better together to support the values that we hold and enable countries to move forward. We welcome the democratization of global politics, and I think we also have to, in those partnerships, be generous and more creative, making linkages between the issues and the policies in the right way. And you know, we're very good at our dialogues currently with strategic partners on sectoral issues, particularly economic ones. We have many, many dialogues with many, many countries that help improve our trade, that help deal with regulatory reform. But we do find it harder to put it together in a more strategic way. And again, this is where Lisbon should help. When we get to the European Council with the heads of government in September, we will be discussing how we strengthen our EU strategy towards emerging countries. But we also want to engage on their side for, if you like, provide for global public good, to see those open economies and real action as I've described on global problems. So there you have it, my 3 core priorities: build the service, promote stability and reform in the neighbourhood, strengthen our political relations with strategic